Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Simon Javan Okelo, and I am here for another episode of the Madaraka Festival podcast. We are live and direct from the Seattle Drum School, located in the south of Seattle in Georgetown, and we are inside this incredible room, the lab. This is where most events at the Seattle Drum School are held. I'm here with a legend, my brother, Brainy Beatz, who is an award-winning producer, and an incredible father, and also a business owner, an entrepreneur, originally from Ghana. Brainy moved to the US a number of years ago. And I want you to, first of all, add anything to the introduction that I didn't include,
I think you said it all. Let's just leave it there.
You might be flying jets, and I don't know, so I want to make sure I give you all the recognition that you deserve.
I mean, that was beautiful. That was very kind of you.
Thank you. And Brainy was also very instrumental in helping me build the One Vibe band that also rehearses here at the Seattle Drum School. He's my producer. He's producing a lot of songs in an album that I am working on, my debut album. But I want to take you back. I want to take you back to Ghana,
Yeah.
because you and I grew up in the motherland.
Totally, yeah.
And this being the Madaraka Festival podcast, one of our deep connection is Samini.
Yeah.
Samini is a legendary artist from Ghana. I want you to speak about just growing up in Ghana and being influenced by incredible artists like Samini, but also for those who don't understand African music and the influence, the power that artists have,
Yeah.
Also just speak to that.
Okay, so it all started way back from high school. I was the entertainment prefect, and that's where it started. I told my people I was going to be a producer because we were skipping classes to go record music,
Right.
When we went to the studio, the producer wasn't that friendly, We were kids. So high school kids trying to be in your studio, wasting your time. We don't even have money like that. So he was not friendly with us, So I was like, nah, I want to be the guy recording my group.
Right.
So I told them, hey, after school, I'm going to be a producer. They thought I was kidding. After school, I went to school for it again. Became a producer. One of our guys said he was going to be a pastor, and is now one of the biggest pastors in Ghana for some reason.
Yeah.
So you just have to follow your dream, So that's where it all started. And as an underground producer, it can be difficult. You don't know where to start, but you have to sit down and think and strategize.
Right.
So one of my strategies was like, okay, cool. We just need to make free beats for the top artists in the country, and let's see if they give us a chance and even write our beat. That's the way to kickstart the whole thing.
Right.
So Samini saw me, gave me a chance. I met him through Who's Eugene. Samini saw me, gave me a chance, and all he had to do was to say I'm his official producer, and that was it. We became big, we became close, and then that's how we even came to the States. We did a lot of albums together, a lot of stuff together. Through Samini, I've met a lot of big artists, Tiwa Savage, Davido, presidents, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So Samini has been very instrumental in my career. And then we came to Seattle, I think 2018, to come do an album called Untamed.
Right. So
that was my first time in Seattle. And then, I went back and forth, and I stayed, and I decided to open a business here as well, So that's just a little bit of the journey,
Right. So, one of the things that I want to talk about with you and a lot of people who watch, the Madaraka Festival YouTube channel and that follow the Madaraka Festival podcast are also interested in event production, how anybody that is watching this can learn from you and me so that they're successful in their events.
Yeah.
A lot of people are now asking me, Simon, you've done this for 10 years. How can I do the same?
Yeah.
And I see that you've grown your production brand, because of events.
Yeah.
You have grown your business, your food business, Chop,
Yeah.
because of events, So can you speak about what your process is? How do you approach events, and how do you leverage events to build your brands?
Yes. We're just serious about it. You just have to make sure you have the real connect when it comes to events. Proper connect. You build relationships with people in the community leaders. Our first event was Madaraka. That was what blew our catering company. And then thanks to you gave us that opportunity to do that, and that was big. It took off from there, and then we did a lot of events in the community. And the next big one was also, I think, Bill Gates and Melinda Gates Foundation. Right. You gave us that one too. Right. That was solid. I mean, so when they see all these things that we're doing, people take us serious. Right. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's a proper business, serious, everything is registered. But when they see you, like the kind of events you do, it just gives you more opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So, with events too, you just got to be patient, because you're dealing with a lot of people, a lot of different characters. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it can be a little stressful. You have to be patient and deal with everybody. But when the event is over and it's successful, that's when, you're going to calm down.
That's when you begin counting your blessings.
Exactly.
Yeah, you even though you could also be counting your curses, you could be counting your losses.
You're right.
You could be counting the equipment you lost or that got broken.
Exactly.
But also, there is always a blessing with events.
Yes.
Because there is a new phone number you have.
Totally.
There's a new email address you have. And that one email address can change your bank account instantly.
You're right.
Yeah. So, let's stay in Ghana for a moment. Yeah. You've shared with us your upbringing, your work as a producer, how you connected with Samini. But right now I'm looking at Ghana, and recently I saw something online. I saw the new force, the new force. Nana
Bediako,
and he's just like you and me,
I know.
I feel like he's just like you and me, and I feel like he's a billionaire,
Yeah.
He's a billionaire, a young billionaire,
yeah.
And I feel like we need maybe 300 Nana Bedako in Africa,
to make it work. I mean,
first of all, when did you know about Nana Bedako?
Cheddar, Nana Bedako, yes.
Yeah, Nana Bedako.
Yeah.
What do you think of his approach of the unmasked the new force? How he launched. Because that's an event, actually. This is an event. He did an event, where...
And the government sabotaged him.
The government realized what he was doing too late. They realized too late. After he brought, luminaries.
Yeah. They didn't know what he was about to do.
Yeah.
But they have the power to stop it even last minute. They can do that, and that wasn't fair on his side, That wasn't fair, because I feel like we need to give people opportunities. If you think you're doing the right thing, why are you scared? Why didn't you give him the chance to actually do the crusade or whatever he wanted to do? And the kind of people he brought to come do that with him was too powerful. This guy is thinking like Gaddafi or Nkrumah. That's how he's thinking right now. The new leaders of Africa don't want that, because they are puppets to the West. Right. If I'm not scared to say that. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So they don't want that. So you can even be the advice. Government can even be the advice, hey, don't make him do that, because if the youth realizes that he is speaking for them or he will come work for them, they might vote for him.
You're out of office, yeah.
Yeah, you're out of office.
Yeah.
Because right now, he's not trying to do it the coup d'etat way. He's trying to do it the real way. We are all suffering. So guess what? We need a younger person in office to take over.
Yeah.
And he's, as you said, he's just like one of us.
Yeah.
He thinks like one of us.
Yeah.
But everybody in power, before you get in power, you've used a lot of people's money for campaign and stuff. So you own them contracts. So that's where corruption starts. Right. So when you come to power now, you got to pay all these people, and obviously you got to also get some money for yourself. And it's messy. It's always messy. So the rich are very rich, and then they just make sure the poor remains poor. That's what happens. There's no balance.
But you don't think Nana Biedako is not going to be one of those rich that want the poor to stay poor? Because, if he was different from other rich people, then he would have done this long time ago.
Yes.
But he waited until he was rich. And another thing I didn't like about him, I saw him just hiring a bunch of white people, Spanish people.
He explained that. Did you check the interview? He explained that.
I saw the interview, but
people were not ready to use their face to do that. Ghana is a little tricky. It's a peaceful place, but they can track you down if they see. He explained that people were scared to be spokesperson to do that. And if you check his track record, he's built. He's
hired a lot of
he's
people.
hired a lot of people.
Yeah, I
So
see.
if you check his track record, he's doing what he can do in his own little way.
Yeah.
Just like Kennedy in Japan, he's also doing what he can do in his own little way. But he's with MPP.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of these people don't even have businesses. All they have is mansions and crazy bank accounts offshore and all that. That's all they're doing.
Yeah.
So I mean, at the end of the day, you can't even trust anybody right now. But at least we've seen the performances of the current all the parties, like the main parties, NDC and the MPP. They've been going back and forth. They've been winning and losing for years, and they've not done anything. Whatever they've done, when you combine them, it will not even reach what Nkrumah did for Ghana. It will not. You get what I'm saying? The things Nkrumah built, or what these people. The airport has been built a long time ago.
I was just learning recently that Nkrumah he bought a building in London.
Yes.
And it was called, I think, the Africa House.
Yes.
And it was the house where all the African countries that wanted independence, they would go there to seek help.
Yes.
Any African person who was in the UK and was stranded, who needed some kind of help, would go there and seek help,
Yeah.
And a Kenyan was running that house.
Yeah.
And Nkrumah, what you and me are doing right now is what Nkrumah would want.
Totally.
Nkrumah used to partner with Kenyan freedom fighters, and he was very important in the liberation of Kenya and many other African countries. I can go into many details, but I want to come back to just your story as a producer, a little bit before we go into your work with your business. And before I even do that, I just want to thank our audience members who have joined us for today's episode of the Madaraka Festival podcast. My guest is Brainy Beatz, an incredible brother. His real name is Kingsley Tay, and is a brother that, is so gifted in many ways. So I just want to make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also we have a lot of resources in the description. I'm doing a lot of online courses around event production, and that's why I'm bringing guests that have expertise in event production, in building their brands, and that have also partnered with me to grow Madaraka Festival to what it is today. And so my brother and I are just talking about his business as a producer, how he evolved from being a producer in Ghana to now being here in America, how he started Chop Chop, which is an incredible food business that does pop-up food events around Seattle, and how that business actually started at Madaraka Festival. So one of the things I've wanted to ask you for a long time is the one song that you feel that threw you to the limelight, the one song that when you look back, you feel like, when I made this song, I probably didn't think that it would go anywhere. But now I know that this song is what made me Brainy Beatz.
I mean, there are a couple of songs, but as you said, maybe the one song. So there's this song called Dogoyaro. It was a hit. It was some BVIP featuring Samini. Dogoyaro.
BVI?
VVIP.
VVIP.
Featuring Samini. Dogoyaro, and it was number one.
Dogoyaro.
That's the song.
What does it mean, Dogoyaro?
Dogoyaro, that means a tall, strong black African man. But you know what it means.
Dogoyaro,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Dogoyaro. So that was big, and we also did Stonebwoy. One of Stonebwoy's biggest songs is called Tomorrow. Stonebwoy, Tomorrow. I actually played that beat in my bedroom, and I played like only 5 things. And after Stonebwoy did it, all the youth in Ghana have like 500 different versions. It became a rhythm.
Wow.
And everybody just fell in love with the beat.
Yeah.
And they were doing their versions. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's called Tomorrow and it's online. I mean, we dropped it the first month. We got 3 million views. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was going to blow up like that. Well, we have a couple of productions. I mean, I've trained a lot of boys to also produce. Sometimes we just go to the street, big boys, and then help them, teach them how to produce so that they can have something to do and go feed their families and all that.
So when you think about Dogoyaro and Tomorrow, let's talk about Tomorrow for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Did you see what Stonebwoy did during Christmas season? Did you see him selling out a stadium in Ghana?
Yes. That was actually beautiful.
How many people were there?
I think that stadium is supposed to be a 60,000 capacity.
60,000.
Yeah, but yeah, he did a good job in doing what he did.
He sold it out.
Yeah, he sold it out. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. I mean, the last time I saw that was when Shatawale did it, like I think last year.
Yeah.
And then Stonebwoy also did it. And then Samini and Shatawale, Guinness Eruption. So we've not seen this in a very long time. Samini and Shatawale filled the stadium up a very long time ago when they were having their beef.
Yeah.
But to have this, it's not a beef show. It's just a Christmas celebration. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was big.
Wow. Man, when you reflect on African music as a producer, because just having worked with you over the last few years now, and having seen how you've seen me play traditional African music with the Nyatiti, and how from that we've built really great beats.
Yes.
And I love working with you, by the way. You're one of the people that bring the best out of me, you know?
I like working with people like you because you listen. It makes the work easy for me.
Yeah.
You know, we have people that don't listen to the producer, or they can't even share ideas. They can't even meet halfway. Yeah. When they have the ideas, that is exactly what they want. Yeah. So I like people who actually listen, and then we all come together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then build something beautiful. So I like working with you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So when you look back at your career and you look at producers in Africa and the world, who is the one producer that you want to have time with in the studio, or even be in the same room and create a project together with someone that you highly, highly rate?
Okay. I'm not being biased, but they're from Ghana. So there's this new guy called Samini, and I don't know, he crazy. His beats are dope, and I think I've met him, but I've not like worked with him. He's a new producer, and then there's this legendary producer called JMJ, Jam Master J. He's like Samini's official producer before I came in. You know what I'm saying? He is dope. I used to listen to him whilst I was in high school. But the new kids that we're talking about, there's one guy called Samini. He has only like 2 songs of his personal 2 songs on YouTube. That's what I played all the time. But he produced Black Sherif and, you know, all the new guys that are around, Kevin Boy, everybody.
So that's great. That's really great. So when you think of African music, though, right now, whether it's, I want you to tell me your favorite artist and why, you know, like, because, you know, you make music. I want you to
I mean, I don't want to be biased again. I mean, my favorite artist I had is Samini, and then there's this guy from Nigeria called Kiss Daniel.
Kiss Daniel.
I don't know what is happening, but Kiss Daniel, he is super talented. I relate to his music differently. Anytime he drops something, it's beautiful. And the guy that just died, Mohbad, he just dropped something last week. I listened to it and I was like, if he didn't die, he would be the problem.
Oh, really?
Yes, Mohbad. Mohbad is dangerous. Yeah. So yeah, Kiss Daniel is a dope artist. I think he's underrated. He's really dope.
Yeah. So speak about Samini. Why do you believe in Samini as an artist? And I really want to interview Samini. I've interviewed him before. Yeah. And I've worked with him before, and he's a legend. But why his music? Like, what is it about his music that makes you rate him? Because I feel that he's been your favorite artist for a long time.
A long time. I used to perform Samini's songs in high school when I was entertainment prefect. So, I mean, he's older than me, like 8 years. But I'm the guy that, when I'm recording him, he listens. When I'm recording him, I'll be like, hey, do this part again. Like sometimes I'll be shocked. Am I really recording Samini? he listens, and he's talk about life and then love. That's what he preaches about. And when you're around him, you get to know that it's not just music. People think the high grade family is like a cult and all that. It's a family. It's a beautiful family. Everybody that's in from day one is still in. It's still in it. Even if you're traveled, you get what I'm saying. Even if you're not with him in Ghana and all that, because you can't just leave the man. He loves us, and then he shares that in his music. So he preaches about peace, love, and and life. So you can learn a lot from him when you're around him. He's a family man. He has a big family. So with somebody like this, you can learn a lot from him.
Yeah. Man, I know we have to cut our interview short, but you're one of those people I have access to, so I would love to have you again on this show. If there was one artist that Samini could collaborate with from across the world, who would it be, and why would you like Samini to collaborate with this artist?
I mean,
I hope you say it's me. I'm joking.
I mean, it's actually, there are a couple of artists. I think Samini, if we're talking about Africa, I think we should do more of Nigerian collaborations.
Yeah.
With the top guys like Burna Boy and even Nasake. Yeah. And then let's see how it goes. I mean, they are dope. I love their music.
Yeah. And also they've figured out the commercialization of music and how to make money from music. I think that's not just how to make money, how to make a lot of money from music. If to be paid more than $1 million to do a show, you've understood how to sell your product.
Yeah, I feel like the apart from Nigeria, the rest of African countries, the musicians there need to get out of Africa and go and collaborate. Just go to the world. Like, you don't just stay there. I feel like they are all in their comfort zone, including Ghanaian artists.
Yeah.
They are all in their comfort zone. They don't want to go chase it. You see what Stonebwoy is doing right now?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. He's connecting. We can see he's coming up small. Black Sherif, you see what they're doing right now? Because they have, Black Sherif has a label here or something, so it actually works with all the shows. You'll be playing all the big shows and all that. But we need to come out of Ghana so that we can do more collabs and then be on all the shows. Come and get events promoters here and then booking agents and all that so that they can put you on all the shows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Don't just stay in Ghana and the rest of the African countries. The Nigerians are doing a good job for themselves.
I agree with that. So in closing, look at this camera and tell those who are watching, my name is Brainy Beatz and you're tuned into Madaraka Festival Podcast. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow Madaraka at Madaraka Festival across social media platforms.
So my name is Brainy Beatz, and then you are tuned into the Madaraka Podcast. I mean, this is beautiful. If you want to support us, you need to subscribe and like, and then share anytime. All right.
Excellent. Thank you, my brother. Last thing. 3 tips. If there is someone, whether it's in Ghana, who is watching this, and they're trying to organize a festival like Madaraka Festival, or an event with a food brand, like the dinners we've been organizing, what are the 3 top tips you'd give them so that when people watch this episode, they can learn something great?
I mean, first of all, you need to check the kind of events and the kind of, food you can provide, I mean, it's not all events that we can do because some people just want burgers and fries, and you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because we do African food, you need to check the crowd, and then it could be like maybe you're doing it for Amazon and it's a Black History Month, so you can take an opportunity, you understand, and just go in there and then go in it with African food. You need to check the crowd and you need to do your connect. The connections are very important because if you don't have connect, if you don't build real relationships, you'll not get into those rooms. That's all you need to do. Build real relationships and get into those rooms, and then they can tell you what they want and see if you can meet it. That's basically it.
Excellent. Thank you all for tuning in for another episode of Madaraka Festival Podcast here on YouTube. And make sure you follow us across social media platforms at Madaraka Festival. And I just want you to know that I hosted an incredible guest here today. And if you are just joining us, we talked about amazing things. You should watch this from the beginning. We talked about Brainy's story as a producer, some of the artists you love, some of the music. We didn't talk about the music you listen to. That's maybe something we need to talk about next. But your favorite artist, your favorite producers. We didn't talk about the food you love. We should talk about that next time. And we just have so much that we needed to talk about, and we'll be able to do a longer conversation for you. So thanks again for the support. Make sure you tune in and subscribe and support and give this a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Peace and love.